hacer aquí ya. El taxi.
Spain is drowning right now. Entire cities in Catalonia, Valencia, and the Balearic Islands have turned into raging rivers. Cars are floating, bridges are collapsing, and families are trapped on rooftops waving desperately for rescue. What was supposed to be just another autumn storm has exploded into one of the worst flood disasters Spain has seen in decades. This is a national tragedy unfolding in real time.
Mira. La puta madre.
Mare. Se n'està anant, Ho veu?
Y hay un señor, Dios mío santo. No, está luchando por su vida. La señora ya no la vemos, yo creo que ya se fue hasta abajo. Hay carros encendidos con gente.
The destruction is beyond imagination. In Catalonia, the historic city of Tarragona has been ripped apart by floodwaters. Streets are no longer streets. They are torrents of violent water sweeping away cars, buses, and even heavy trucks. Shopfronts stand gutted, their windows shattered, furniture and goods scattered across the current. Entire neighborhoods have disappeared underwater, their residents staring helplessly from balconies as the flood keeps rising.
La intersecció del carrer Aire, i a banda de la intensitat que baixa, és la quantitat d'hores que fa que va. Fa des de les 6:30 que està baixant aigua i ara està baixant a una intensitat més forta inclús que aquesta tarda.
Mireu la cooperativa, los portes. Mireu l'almacén, l'almacén del barri.
In Valencia, chaos has consumed the metro system. Passengers ran for their lives as water poured into underground tunnels, filling them in minutes. One survivor described it as, like the ocean rushing beneath the city. Above ground, bridges collapsed into swollen rivers, highways cracked open, and towns were cut off overnight. Shopping malls and parking lots transformed into massive lakes, swallowing vehicles whole and trapping terrified residents.
Esto es Santa Pola.
The Balearic Islands, Spain's tourist paradise, are also under siege. In Ibiza, hotels turned into evacuation zones. Guests woke in the dead of night to water rushing into lobbies, swimming pools overflowing into bedrooms, alarms blaring in every corridor. Tourists scrambled in panic, clutching passports, wading through waist-deep water with children in their arms. Videos show cars stacked like toys in city streets, while along the coastline, the usually calm Mediterranean churned into a violent, muddy sea that swallowed entire beaches within hours. Meteorologists confirm over 450 millimeters of rain fell in just 24 hours. Rainfall that normally takes months to accumulate. Drainage systems collapsed instantly. Dams strained on the brink of bursting, and hillsides gave way to deadly landslides. Roads were ripped apart, power lines snapped, and entire towns were cut off from the outside world. For millions, life simply stopped.
Se quedó ahí. Manden el video, por favor, para que alguien le ayude.
Madre mía.
In Barcelona's historic quarters, centuries-old stone buildings were battered by torrents rushing down narrow streets. Plazas turned into deep ponds where fountains overflowed and statues stood half submerged. Buses and taxis sat abandoned, half underwater. In rural Catalonia, mountain bridges were completely swept away, leaving hundreds of villagers isolated with no food, medicine, or power. Local officials said they have never witnessed such destruction in living memory. Along the eastern coast, fishing ports were devastated. Dozens of boats were torn from their moorings and thrown onto highways. Warehouses storing seafood and equipment were destroyed, bringing entire coastal economies to a halt. Coastal highways that hugged the Mediterranean cliffs collapsed into the sea after landslides swallowed whole sections. Experts warn that rebuilding this infrastructure may take months or even years.
Home.
But beyond the damage, the true story is in the human struggle. Families clung to rooftops, waving frantically at helicopters overhead. In Tarragona, firefighters broke through the roof of a submerged house to rescue an elderly couple trapped for 14 hours. In Valencia, nursing homes were evacuated in the rain. Residents carried out in wheelchairs and stretchers through chest-deep water. In Mallorca, terrified tourists described waking up at 3 a.m. to alarms and rushing water. Families fled barefoot through dark hallways, clutching children and crying as hotel staff shouted directions. Parents tried to stay calm, but the fear in their eyes was unmistakable. Farmers across eastern Spain have lost everything. Vineyards, olive groves, orange orchards, all gone in a single night. A farmer from Castellón broke down in tears. These trees were my father's gift to me. Now my land is gone. My future is gone.
Ay, Maribel, ¿eh? Mari, Mari, ya la sacaron.
Hospitals are overwhelmed. Doctors are treating cases of hypothermia, broken bones, and trauma. Children whisper in shelters about the toys and pets they lost. Parents, though exhausted, try to smile, but despair is written on their faces. These floods have not only destroyed homes, they have erased a sense of safety that may never return. One family of 5 in Valencia spent the entire night clinging to the roof of their 2-story home. As the waters rose, they heard the terrifying sounds of walls collapsing and cars smashing together in the current. With no power, no phone, and no way out, they huddled together until rescue boats arrived at dawn. In shelters, children cry in silence while volunteers hand out blankets. For many, the flood has taken not just possessions, but entire lifetimes of memories. Spain has declared a national state of emergency. More than 2,000 rescue workers, including military, firefighters, and police, are deployed. Helicopters pluck survivors from rooftops, while inflatable boats patrol submerged streets. Emergency shelters have been opened in schools, gyms, and stadiums, housing thousands of displaced families. Authorities issued red alerts, the highest level of weather warning. Schools remain closed. Highways are blocked. Evacuations are ordered in flood-prone areas. Prime Ministerial offices confirmed immediate release of emergency relief funds, pledging that no community will be left behind. International help is also on the way. The European Union has activated its civil protection mechanism, sending aid, medical teams, and satellite data. Neighboring countries like France and Italy have offered rescue crews and supplies. The UN has also expressed concern and stands ready to mobilize humanitarian assistance. Despite this massive response, officials admit the situation is still overwhelming. Many villages remain cut off, shelters are overcrowded, and forecasts warn of more storms ahead.
Aquí sí que baixate.
Ay, 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 ay.
Spain is facing one of the greatest natural disasters of its modern history. Streets have turned into rivers, homes into ruins, and families into refugees overnight. From the ancient alleys of Valencia to the beaches of Ibiza, life has been turned upside down in just a matter of hours. The situation remains critical. More rain is on the way. Millions are still at risk. Spain is not only fighting against water, it is fighting for survival, dignity, and the strength to rebuild.
16 minutos. Por allá arriba no para de llover. Hay numerosas carreteras cortadas hasta ahora, sobre todo en el sur por las intensas lluvias. Atraviesa el sureste del país y a los daños que ha dejado hasta ahora...
Yo creo que eso que la pillado de desprovido, tío.
Los accesos...
Stay with us as this tragedy unfolds, because the floods in Spain are not just headlines. They are a stark reminder of how fragile life is and how powerful human courage can be in the face of disaster.